Good morning, good afternoon, and also good evening to teacher and all of my classmates. Today I'm gonna do a self-reflection on chapter 5, which is poverty and economic inequality. Poverty is the lack of basic needs like food, clothes, or shelter. The lack of access to healthcare services or education is also accounted as poverty as well. Generally, there are two types of poverty. One, absolute poverty. The absolute poverty is the lack of basic need like I've mentioned. Another types of poverty is relative poverty. Relative poverty is when a person doesn't have material compared to other people in the society. For example, if in the society other people have cars but you doesn't own one, so you are in the relative poverty. Poverty creates inequality between the poor and the rich. The inequality is in terms of income and opportunity. The rich have a good job and they earn a lot of money, and the poor people doesn't have a good job, so they get low income. For opportunity, the rich people have more money, so they have more chance to get higher education, while the poor people doesn't have money, so they doesn't have chance to pursue their higher education because they need to concern about their money. By that, the poor will stay poor and the rich will stay rich. So in short, when there is poverty, there is inequality. What about the causes of this poverty? What are the causes of it? Well, there are some reasons that lead to poverty. What I think is the main cause of poverty is education. Well, the higher educated a person is, the higher chance of amount of income that person will get. That is because of the fact that a person that got higher educated will be employed to the skill job that provide them a lot of money, while the poor people or uneducated or low educated people will be employed to the unskilled job that provide them low income. Race and gender can also lower a person's income as well. For example, the black people are usually discriminated by people or organization. Those do not accept them to be employed to the higher income job, so they still get low income. For gender, women are not usually valued by men, so in the workplace, women will get low salary than men, though they have equal ability. Another causes of poverty is family structure. If a family consists of both wife and husband, that family are not prone to poverty. But if either of them is absent, the family will easily fall into poverty. Besides, as you and I know that people under 18 mostly are not employed, so they didn't get any income. So age can also be the cause of poverty as well. Last but not least, the amount of time a person works can also determine a person's poverty as well. If you compare between a person who works full-time and a person who doesn't work, you can see that a person who works full-time can stay far away from poverty, but a person who doesn't work, normally they doesn't have an income, so they are easily fall into the poverty. These are the causes of poverty. Now let's look at the consequences of the poverty. First is hunger and health problem. As a matter of fact, the poor family will not be able to afford food, so they will face hunger, and as the result of the hunger, it will make their health bad as well. Next, the poor people are easily suffered from natural disaster because they doesn't have shelter or they live in a bad shelter. Poverty also create education problem because when a family is in poverty, they cannot afford their children to school, and also they need their children to do the work to support the family, so the children doesn't have chance to go to school. Poverty can lead to family stress as well, and there are lack of basic need. People become frustrated, and which can lead to domestic abuse as well. Housing is also a common problem for poor people as well, because people cannot afford the proper house one, so they will be homeless or live in a bad condition or area. Poverty may also transmit to another generation, which is called intergenerational poverty. It is because their next generation does not have the opportunity or income to pursue their dream, so they will end up become the poor like their parents. So what are the things that we can do to eliminate the poverty in the society? First is to make education accessible to the poor people by building schools around their place and give the scholarship to them. Second is to make healthcare services available and accessible to the poor people by building hospitals near their house and also provide health education to the poor people. Third is to do infrastructure development. By doing infrastructure development, it will create job for people. For example, when we build road connect to the place of the poor people, they will be able to make a business and earn money. Fourth is to deal with gender inequality. To make the right of men and women equal, so women can earn as much as men. So it is a part of dealing with poverty as well. Fifth is microfinance. Microfinance means to give small loans to poor people for them to start a small business, and then they can return the money later. Sixth is government policies. Government should deal with corruption, for instance, the exploitation of rich people on poor people. And finally is community engagement. We should go to the community of poor people to understand about them and to know their problem and to also find the solution for them. Now it comes to the end of the video. Thank you for listening to my self-reflection on chapter 5, poverty and economic inequality. I hope you get benefit from it, and goodbye.